Breaking news. Man United have finally found an agreement to sign Mason Mount up to the tune of £60 million. Wow. It does kind of feel like we are entering a brand new Chelsea era, you know? We've sold your Havertzes, your Jorginhos, your Covers, your Kantes, and now your Mason Mounts. And right now, the future is coming. And that future is a team that consists of some of Europe's best, young, brightest talents that are, very affordable with their wages. That signed for us on a fraction of the wages that departed players have left on. And now the future model is to cultivate these young talents, build a team over the years to get them ready to challenge year in, year out. And wow, I think that will literally start from Saturday. So my friends got tons of things to break down and discuss. But of course, most importantly, your opinions matter too. Now, some people, of course, are very divided behind how they feel about this news. And I guess everyone's opinion is valid. So if you're upset by this news, share your thoughts and opinions below. And if you're okay with this because you're thinking about the future of the club and that time will go on and better things can still come, you're entitled. Share your opinions too, without wasting any more time. I mean, to start with things, I can't help but see similar parallels between us sending Mata to United all those years back and now Mount. Obviously, Mata at the time was another underappreciated guy who got undervalued very hard by Mason Mount. Then he moved on and there's a lot more life to give, and kind of feel like we're doing the same thing for Mount at this point in time. But obviously, let's break down the news. Man United today have agreed a 55 million plus 5 million add-on fee to sign Mason Mount. And as I've said in previous videos, if we dropped our initial demands of 58 million plus 7 million to sell Mason Mount, I kind of feel like it does reveal the fact that we are okay to let this guy go and to move him on. We've heard about replacements and targets now for a very long time. I'll have a video discussing potential Mount replacements. Of course, your Kulis's excellent player from Ajax. Gabriel Vega is attracting a ton of attention, and the news keeps on intensifying and intensifying and intensifying. So the club are clearly planning for life after the sales of your Mounts, plus everyone else during this window. Now, is Mount a snake for leaving us to sign for Man United? You guys know what I'm about to say. But to keep things honest, there's been tons of contradicting reports and articles from, lots of renowned journalists where I'm not going to stand here and be like, these guys are liars and they're making it up and they're on the payroll. Listen, I'm not going to disrespect these guys who are very good at doing their jobs, right? But as I'm saying before, the fact that we finally reduced our demands and fees to sell him does communicate to me that we were more than happy to sell him to begin with. And the fact that after 12 months, we didn't find any agreement for Mount, I don't think that's a good thing, because if you remember, when Bowley and Co first took over this football club, they said themselves, your Reece James, your Mounts, the Cobham guys, the guys who have been here at this club, these are the guys we want to build with, and these are the guys that we want to be part of our future, and we're going to tie them down to deals. And so far, we are seeing a bit of inconsistency between this board's, actions and words, and they don't always align, not always aligning. And I feel like today, we're seeing the ramifications of that Mason Mount feels like, it's best for his career to actually move on. Now, of course, reports have said for a long time he's been rejecting deals, but none of the reports have said any recent ones other than that 1-year extension. And if you really think that a guy that's been here for that long, a guy that's really contributed to our successes and helping us secure Champions League football, playing the assists in the final, that somehow gets disrespected by some people on here, which absolutely baffles me, then it's just like, are you really respecting his influence and his achievements at this club? 2 times player of the year. I'm not too sure. Now, these reports keep mentioning the club they tried their best giving offers. The last one was 200k. But what was the length of that contract? They're the key details that are still evasive from most of these reports, right? A lot of context is still missing, and it's not really giving me too much confidence right now, to be fair with you. And to be fair, I don't blame a Mason Mount, because listen, if that was me, if I felt like I've given my all to a football club, I've been doing everything in my power to try and sign here and stay here, and then I'm getting disrespected, I'm not really getting rated, they're coming back and forth with even deader offers, and they're not even talking to me to assure me of my future. I've got some pride for myself, I'm not a simp. I'm not going to let no one do that to me. And if that means I'm going to go to a rival because they value me more, best believe I'm going to do that, because I'm going to make sure no club's going to kill my career. I know everyone's not going to agree with that. I understand we're all different people, right? But I still feel like this is the club's fault for forcing an exit at this point in time. Because if we really wanted him, like we did with Reece James and Ben and many others, we would have literally just secured the deals just like that. We didn't waste too much time for them, did we? We didn't waste time when we realised that Real Madrid was circling around for your Reece Jameses, but we didn't have the same energies for your Kais and your others. And sometimes it gets me thinking a little bit about like the new current transfer team we have at this point in time, because remember, Clear Lake Capital, their investors, they've hired experts now to run the club. And I feel like we're literally seeing the direct consequences of their decision making at the top. So a cynical part of me, and I'll put my hands up, very cynical. I'm thinking to myself, are these men just like careerists who want to like use this opportunity of coming to our football club to show like, listen, we put this club back on the map again. They follow exactly our ideas, our dreams, and how we're gonna like maneuver this club to achieve those objectives we want of success, right? And I kind of feel like the way we're doing things, it's not like a slow integration, right? It's not like a Real Madrid thing where, let's say you want to replace your Kroos and Modric. You signed Camavinga 2 years before to easily get him ready for that role. This is an instant, scorched earth approach. Sell everyone, kick them all out. We'll bring in completely different guys for way less money with hopefully the similar level of talent and potential for sure. And we're still going to be successful. I'm very optimistic. I'm definitely hoping it works, but I want to see how this comes together, yeah? Because just, listen, I learned my lessons last season with the abundance of signings we were making, and I was still thinking to myself in January, we're going to climb up the table. We're going to do like an incredible win streak to get a Champions League spot. And look where we ended up. We ended up in purgatory, in mid-place in the table. And that kind of sunk into my head that, you got to respect this game a bit more. It's not FIFA. Like, don't let the gas and the excitement get to you like that. We're a bit confident, it seems, in selling these guys to rivals. Now, we can't forget this context, right? July 1st on Saturday, that was begin the start of a new financial year. So we want to cash in as much money as possible before July 1st to make sure we have big profits on our accounting books for this financial year. And I feel like this is why your Havertz's and Mounts and many others have been quickly sold. And I guess right now, the reaction from the club is going to be key now. Because if you're selling influential players like this, not only in the dressing room, with other staff members and faculty guys across the club, I'm hoping we have some big boy replacements coming in, yeah? Because I find it kind of curious too that we've sold a lot of guys who were pre-peaking, like a lot of 23, 24-year-olds where it's just like, this is now the crucial stage where, everything you've learned over the years, this can define your next few years between the age of 24 to 28 years old. And for me personally, in my opinion, it's going to be a shame that I didn't really see your Havertz's or Mason Mounts achieve that potential, that full potential I felt like they do have. And now they've gone to rivals across us, rivals that have Champions League football, rivals they feel are a much better fit for their careers and their ambitions. I'm not going to stand there and be like, I'm not worried at all. Because, I feel like these are kind of big losses. And the fact that we were so quick to sell these guys on too, what does it necessarily say? Now, I know that the selling is going to get a lot of praise and, compliments. I mean, Nini, we've made over 200 million. But my guys, for me, yeah, are we Tottenham? Like, are we Brighton or something? I mean, for me, all these sales is basically an admission of failure that we've got so many signings wrong over the years that we have to literally cash in on everyone as soon as possible to make sure that we even have the funds to spend. Like, let's not act like most of the money we've made has come from being successful over the past 10 years with silverware and titles, etc., etc. No, it's come from having to sell to reinvest, and we keep repeating that cycle. So all I'm hoping for right now is that this is the end of that nonsense. Like, this new board have brought in brand new staff, brand new everyone that have been at this club for less than 6 months. Let's keep things real, new transfer team, new everything at this football club. To force that much change in a short amount of time, I need to feel that confidence right now. I need to believe that there is a plan here that is going to work. And listen, I'm excited by the potential talents too, but a part of me thinks this, yeah, when you're selling so much players with Prem experience at this type of age, to sign guys like your, Nicholas Jacksons and your Gabriel Vegas, etc., talents, but talents that don't have much experience, talents that haven't played more than 100 games yet. Are these guys going to be ready to help us climb up the table and compete toe-to-toe against your Arsenals, your Cities, Your Liverpools, my God. Newcastle are coming back big. Aston Villa are a dark horse. Today they're securing Pau Torres for 55 million. The Premier League is like the Super League of Europe in itself right now. And to think that we can just maybe cash in on these guys, sign similar profiles who are younger for a fraction of the fee, does that necessarily mean that the football quality is going to be there? I've got question marks around that, but I'm not overly negative and cynical. Why? Because this is where Pochettino comes into play. And one thing we know about Pochettino, this guy knows how to build a team. Our team in pre-season, they're going to suffer together. They're going to be united. He's going to make sure these guys suffer and work and run and do everything until they're broken down to a point where, they're doing it together. They got that team spirit. And it makes a lot of sense to me now why Pochettino was hired over other candidates, because if you are going to be literally revamping the entirety of this club, you need to bring in someone that's going to cultivate that team spirit and that unity and that togetherness, right? And that competition within the squad. And I feel like this is where Pochettino, of course, is going to be a massive influence. And we're going to need this for right now, yeah? But at the same time, I think to myself, Pochettino, some of these guys that we've sold, that he kind of wanted them to stay, is he going to be a bit confused by why they've gone to begin with? This is what is going to be really confusing for me. We'll find out how it goes. Of course, pre-season isn't too far away, and I'm sure we're going to be really excited to see how he progresses and what he does during that time. So I think for me now that we've sold big influential players in this squad, if we don't get Champions League football for next season because maybe the experience of the entire squad is not fully there. Listen, we have to see how the window ends in terms of what type of business deals we do. That can change everything, right? But if we still fail, if we still struggle, if we don't get another spot in the Champions League for next season, that's going to be fully on the decision makers at the top, yeah? Because ultimately, they're the guys that have all the power. But right now, my friends, to end things, I'm going to give my personal thoughts. And listen, I'm actually a bit upset by this news because you guys know this is a guy, all these guys, your Reeses, your Tammys, all these Mason Mount. I've been watching these guys grow from they were 16 playing in Cobham. I've been in the games for the FA Youth Cup semi-finals and finals at the Bridge. It's been I've had a strong connection to them because it's like this, right? It's like discovering a new artist before anyone else does when they're at their infancy. It's like discovering, a new film before it blows up or anything like that. That principle of, wanting to see the next good players are going to be, the next generation's best are going to be, that's a universal thing, right? And I just think we've let all these guys basically go now. All we have left is Coble and Reece James, and let's pray that they continue here. But I just kind of feel it's a bit of a sad day, not going to lie, that a guy that was one of the most loyal guys at this football club felt like he had to move on to progress because he wasn't really wanted there anymore. And you're looking at guys like him and many others who are still set to leave and others that have left before too. It does kind of feel like a sense of spirit has kind of slowly left a little bit. And before, people are shaking their heads, rolling their eyes, I see it like this, yeah. These guys have been here since they were 6 years old. They were literally seeing guys like your Drogbas and your Coles and Lampards and your Louises in training. And as they're growing up at this club, improving and developing, that connection grows. They get to their teen years, they start to find success. They're dominant, they're winning, securing under 18 Premier League titles, youth European silverware, and basically putting us on the map to literally make Cobham one of the premium academies in the world. And that came on the back of what these guys did. And then all of this accumulated to not only these guys securing us Champions League football in the 1920 season, but then having the biggest influence in helping us win the Champions League in the 2021 season. I kind of feel like it's an incredible achievement that we've been able to produce at this club. Players who have been that good to play at this level, secure us big honours like this, and the fact that they've all been discarded and told to go on and they've moved on right now. Are we respecting the legacy that we've cultivated since these guys are little like sprouts in the ground, right? We've watched them grow and grow and grow. And for me, it's going to be a bit sad that I never got to see them fully blossom. I'm not going to see prime Mason Mount at 27 years old, really doing things in midfield for us, and many others as well too. And I just kind of think to myself, that type of connection, it's a bit sad that that's just been easily dismissed and it's, down to the books. Oh, it doesn't really matter. there's other options available in Europe that we can sign for way less money that can do the same thing. It would be stupid from a business point of view to not take this opportunity. From a business point of view, we move these guys on. But I just think to myself sometimes, like as this game continues to get more commodified, and you know, we're even talking about our club, you know, buying other clubs now and owning them. You know, it's like football clubs are like becoming conglomerates for the very rich and powerful ones. It's just crazy how like this is like the current spirit of football at this point in time. And we kind of showed that, you know, you can find success by doing what lots of incredible legacy clubs have done, by cultivating your success from the start and then watching them grow into leaders to lead your club in the future. So it's going to be sad. So my guys, it's going to feel really flipping weird to see Mount in a Man United shirt and all these guys and other rival kits. It's flipping. It's going to be weird, yeah? It's going to be really weird. But that's what I've got to say on this situation. I'm sure you guys are going to share your thoughts and opinions. I'm in EFC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.